All right, welcome to Criminal Justice Full Committee. It is Tuesday, March 26, 2024, and we're now in session. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Representatives Carringer, Davis, Doggett, Farmer, Fritz, Glenn, Hardaway, Howell, Johnson, Lamberth, Moody, Russell, Towns, Vice Chairman Gillespie, Chairman Hulsey.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much, and we are just in time for the words of wisdom brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon, the beer that made Billy famous. So, Tyler, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. I would love to use the quote I used earlier, but I know I can't use a quote twice in one day. So this afternoon's quote comes to you from Muhammad Ali. Silence is golden when you can't think of a good answer. Y'all have a great night.
That's good. Does anybody have any personal orders? I have one. I just want to tell you, committee, that I am very glad that I believe that I have the best committee down here in this house. I'll just tell you. I think I do. John Crawford disagree with that. Gary Hicks will disagree with that, but they've been wrong before. So, all right, that brings us up to item 5, which is off notice, which is House Bill 2288, and also rolled 1 week is House Bill 2509. That brings us to item 1, House Bill 1659 by Chairman Hicks. You got a motion and you have a second. I'm very surprised about that, but please proceed.
Thank you, Chairman and committee. House Bill 1659 simply raises the base salary for district attorney generals and district public defenders.
And that's it.
I'm sure we do.
All right, question been called on the bill. We're voting on House Bill 1659 to move it to finance. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it, sir. You'll have to take it to finance, and you very well may have some problems there, so I'll just let you know.
Thank you, Chairman and committee.
Brings us to item number 2, which is House Bill 1875 by Chairman Crawford. You have a motion and a second, sir. You are recognized.
Thank
And
you, Mr. Chairman.
You have
I
an
do have
amendment,
an
I believe.
amendment.
Is that correct? You have an amendment?
Yes, sir.
Researched what that is. I've asked that an email be sent to Eddie Weeks to pull that from the legislative library. I would just like to know. Do either of you know?
I asked them for it as well too. And like I, answered Chair Doggett, they just got back with me today and they said that we have to pay $35, to get in the transcript. So that was the response that I got literally just this morning. So we're trying to figure out what happened in that time period, but time restraints didn't allow me to be able to answer that question for you today.
Yes.
Well, as a member of this committee, I'm emailing them, asking them, and if I got to pay $35, I will, but I bet somehow or another they're going to get it to this committee because I think we all would just like to know. I mean, if it's something that's just an error that needs to be rectified and changed and time has been enough, then fine. But when we're talking about expungements, I mean, as y'all know, it just gets, once it's expunged, there's no going back. It's gone forever. So just, I know we're talking about a restoration of rights here, so technically I guess not expungement, but I just get, you know what I mean? Like once this is done, there's no one doing it. So expungements, restoration of right, restoration of citizenship. I just want to know the history. So thank y'all. And we're going to find out one way or the other, hopefully. I don't know what happened in this committee, but I want to know. And I know y'all do too. So thank you.
I'll pay $5. All right. Without objection, we're going back into session. Chairman Farmer.
Yeah, and thank you, Mr. Chair. I was just going to ask, kind of ponying on what Leader Lambert just said. I think maybe would a week be enough time? Are we going to meet next week? Could give you a week and find out what was going on? I'd love to know. In order to make good policy, I think we need to have all the facts and information before we vote on this. It sounds like it's an important issue one way or another. So just want to throw that out there to see maybe if a week give you enough time to do that. If we're going to meet again, and I'm at the will of the committee, obviously. So,
Like I said, this is I know we use this term so generously around here. This is a cleanup bill. And it definitely, technically, this is the definition of a cleanup bill. And I think I want you to think about the population that we're dealing with here. If somebody committed a crime in 1986, even in 1996, they would probably be between 50 and 60 years old at this point. So with these, it's a very small population that we're dealing with here. And I think that this is an opportunity for us to get it right. Maybe it was an oversight, but at the end of the day, as one of my colleagues said, burglary is a burglary is a burglary, right? If you committed in 1918 or you committed in 1989, it still should be the same. I'm at the will of the chairman to do, but I think this is an opportunity for us to do what's right, to fix this, not only for this grandmother, but other people in her situation. And we have the opportunity, that is our job here, to make law, good law. And when we see a lapse in it, I think this is an opportunity for us to correct it. But Mr. Chairman, I'm at your discretion.
Yeah, I'm not who decides. He made a suggestion to roll a week, but it wasn't in the form of a motion. And you evidently didn't want to do that. And
Oh.
so Chairman Farmer.
I appreciate you recognizing me twice in a row. I make a motion, we roll this for a week.
All right, there's a motion to second. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, sir. It's rolled a week. We'll see you again.
Can I ask one quick question?
And I'll
So-
give you $5 if you find out the answer.
All right, that's what I was going to ask. Who's going to request this transcript? So, okay, you do that, and then we can get together over the next week. All right. So, got your own record saying that.
I'll tell you, you might be able to save your money. Our legal analyst is going to seek the history side of this and see if she can come up with an answer by next week.
Okay, and will you be able to get that to me before we get into the committee?
And just because you're who you are, we will put you at the top of the calendar. How's that?
I appreciate that. Long as there is a calendar, right?
I'm sorry.
I just want to make sure there is a calendar.
You
next week.
just bumped Hardaway, so there you go.
Sorry.
All right, that brings us to item number 8, which is House Bill 2513 by Representative Harris. You have a motion and a second, and there are no amendments. Representative, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair, and to the committee. House Bill 2513 would just add a sentencing factor that if a defendant was wearing a mask during the commission of a crime, that they would receive that additional sentencing factor. And with that, I ask for a positive recommendation.
This is the famous Harris hoodie bill, sponsored by our own legal analyst. It was the hoodie term in the first go-around that I went to war on, yes. Okay, you've heard the explanation of the bill. Any questions for the sponsor? Chairman Gillespie.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I just want to, I think I asked this last time, but I honestly can't remember. This is the exact legislation that City of Memphis is, they put that on our legislative agenda, and MPD and Chief Davis. This is the same thing that they're begging for, correct?
That is correct, Vice Chairman.
Thank you so much. I fully support this. And I think it will make a significant difference here in Memphis.
Any other question for the sponsor?
Mr. Chairman,
Representative Hardaway.
I want to go on record as being supportive of this bill. I think it's a common sense bill. Thank you for bringing the bill.
Leader Lambert.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, and look, I know we're not supposed to reference what's going on in the other chamber, but if this were to pass through this committee today, please contact your Senate sponsor. It'd be nice if it was at least on notice in Senate Judiciary. So that's the same true for the next one. It's not your fault. You're doing what you need to do over here, but I just find it interesting that neither one are even on notice over there, at least what it shows in the system. So I just want to send them an email or something or other. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions for sponsor? Seeing none, the question's been called on the bill. We're voting on House Bill 2513. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Goes to finance, sir.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, committee.
That brings us up to your next bill, item 9, which is House Bill 2691. I'm sorry. I thought you had 2 bills here. We did. I apologize. All right, brings us up to House Bill 2691 by Chairman Doggett. You got a motion and a second, sir? You recognize?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a cleanup bill. That's right. No, we're doing three things here. I know I'd referenced the Department of Agriculture in the subcommittee, but it's also applicable to any state or local agency that prior to entering private property, they must have probable cause in doing so. And there are exceptions to that that are listed within this bill as well. And also for animal groups that are entering property, they must notify the local law enforcement prior to doing so.
All right, you're doing an explanation of the bill. Any questions for the sponsor? Seeing none, we're voting on House Bill 2691 to move to calendar and rules. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. If you wish to be registered as an OC, the clerk. And that brings us to the end of our calendar. For you poor souls who are staying, which I'm sorry, Chairman Doggett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just going to let you, if you wanted to announce that criminal sub will meet 10 minutes after we adjourn here.
So you poor souls that are staying, you have 10 minutes and we will be back. We are adjourned.